Just look what they did to Tucker Carlson, who was the #1 guy on television. And whatever feathers he ruffled, whatever people he pissed off, I don't believe he's openly discussed it yet because he's probably got some sort of a lawsuit going on. They removed him because he was a problem. The way he was discussing things was a problem.
Well, it's very interesting that if we've talked about this before when we played clips about CNN talking about you and stuff, and like, but if you listen to like CNN, the way they talk about you or the way they talk about Tucker Carlson, not that you guys are in different worlds, but the way they talk about you two guys is like you're these very controversial figures who say all of these things that are not approved of, and these like very polarizing figures. But then you're like, no, he's the #1 guy in cable news, and you're the #1 guy in podcasting. Like, you guys, how are you guys viewed as controversial? But like CNN is talking to an audience of like 200,000 people and letting people are very skeptical of these guys. I'm like, no, they're not. These are the most popular figures, and it's because people can at least smell that you're not bullshitting them the way these guys are.
Right.
And that was always one of the things that I really appreciated about Tucker, was that he would break with the Republican Party and have a completely different view from them. He would break with everyone else on the network, which is like, that's so unheard of today.
Yeah.
In MSNBC, if you look down the whole lineup, at CNN, if you look down the whole lineup, you cannot point to one host who has a drastically different opinion on an issue that matters than the hour before them and the hour before them.
Right.
But if you look at the daytime at Fox News, where they were on the war in Ukraine versus where Tucker was, or where they were on lockdowns versus where Tucker was, is a night and day difference.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they removed the one interesting guy.
Well, he was kind of doing podcasting on TV. Yeah. He had gotten to the point where his show was so huge that he could kind of get away with it. And he incrementally kept ramping it up till he's like, the CIA killed Kennedy.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah, he started really going for it.
He was going for it.
That was great. People need to hear that.
Well, the beautiful thing is now he's just going for it on Twitter. And, Elon's like, okay, go ahead.
And you can see it in him that even though he was going for it on Fox, you can see the freedom he has.
Oh, yeah.
Like on Twitter, where he's like, okay, I'm not pulling any punches now.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, it's important. It really is. And people need to wake the fuck up.
Well, look,